Hello and welcome to another episode of Eastbound and Down. My name's Wayne. Today's journey is going to take us from Southampton all the way to Lepe Country Park with fantastic views of the Solent on towards the Isle of Wight. And there's also lots of things for children to do. There's play areas there and lots of walking around and also a lot of history out there with particularly focus on the D-Day landing. So there you go. But anyway, right now we're going to take our journey through some very nice scenery indeed. But if you want to go past all the journey and teleport yourself there, basically all the way to Lepe Country Park, I'm going to add a timestamp in the description below. You can just bypass all this and go straight to the park itself. And also, you may be pleased to know that I won't be talking all the way through it, only at certain moments of particular interests. Anyway, if you're going to stay with us right now, sit back and enjoy the ride. Quick visit through the M271, and would you believe it, when you're going to do a video there has to be roadworks ahead. So much for the fantastic views at the moment, but you'll be pleased to know we're in and out of this area pretty quickly. Now as we go over the bridge here, to our left, if we went down that road, we'd end up in Totton, a nice little area with some shops down there and also a supermarket. But also very close to Totton is Ealing, the Ealing Tide Mill. Now I went there last year and didn't film anything at the time, but it was really interesting. It not only tells you about the mill itself and its history, but it's actually a working tide mill. You can actually buy items down there which they make. And all being well, somewhere during the later part of this summer, I'm going to be going down there again and hopefully do some filming for a future episode of Eastbound and Down. if we were to take the next left here, we'd end up in Hythe, a nice little area, some shops and some fantastic views of Southampton water. Now, I'm going to be planning to make an eastbound and down episode here, or there I should say, in the near future, all being well. But rather than take the car, I'm going to get the bus into Southampton to the docks and get a boat from there to Hythe. It's a really nice little trip, about 20 minutes from what I remember. And when you get off the boat on the edge of Hythe Pier, there's a little train there, a very historic train in fact, and do look on the internet and check out information about the Hythe Pier train, and they're always raising money to help keep that service going, so please do check them out. Also, recently I found out, now bearing in mind I am from Southampton, but I had no idea that there was actually a railway that connected the main line and then went through to Hythe and Marchwood and on to Forley Power Station. And the passenger services were ended back in 1966. A few years ago, Forley Power Station stopped using them as well, from what I understand. But the news is now that they are seriously considering bringing passenger services back to Hythe and I believe Marchwood as well. So I'm really interested to find out what happened there in the future. Now, if we were to turn right here at the roundabout, we would end up in Beaulieu, a very nice picture postcard village in the New Forest. And not only that, it has the Beaulieu Motor Museum right next to it, and a place I've been to many times over the years. And unsurprisingly, I am planning to return as soon as possible, and I will look, of course, to add it to the Eastbound and Down series. Now about to pass us on the right is a number 9 bus, Blue Star, and that goes from Southampton to Lepe, or in this case going from Lepe to Southampton, but it's a seasonal bus route and it also only runs on a Sunday down to Lepe itself. It doesn't run along the route but it doesn't go as far as Lepe on the other days. So if you are not so keen on car journeys, then really during the summer and on a Sunday is your best time to go when the bus is running. Now if you're driving down this way, please do be aware the roads do go very country in the sense of they become narrower at times, and they're also very difficult to see around the corner, so do take those roads particularly very, very carefully indeed. Now, as we pass a couple of campsites here in the area. We're very close to our final destination at Lepe Country Park. Now the entrances are a little bit hidden, particularly the first one. The first one itself, you turn to your left and that will take you to a parking area within the park itself, in the green area as I like to say or think it. But today we're going to travel just a little bit further ahead and park on the beach area itself. Now I go down here very early in the morning, so there is very little chance there's going to be a very busy car park, but this car park does get extremely busy indeed. So beware if you are travelling to Lepe Country Park to either go particularly early or go later in the day, because if you get down there and there's nowhere to park, then you've really got a bit of a wasted journey unless you go off and come back again and do a bit later. So it's like very early in the morning or towards the end of the afternoon is probably the best time to visit, at least during the summer. This building is the restaurant stroke cafe area. Now I've yet to go in there myself. When I've been up there it's been closed, although I believe it's now reopened once again. But I have used the takeaway which is on the other side of this building. The only thing I would say is that the park doesn't seem to have any bins anywhere, and they do ask all visitors to take their rubbish home with them, which is fine in itself, but you know, if they have bins as well, chances are the people that are not as conscientious as most like myself, they won't take their rubbish home and they just throw it wherever they want to, which is wrong of course. But if the park did have some bins available, then maybe they wouldn't do it, even though they shouldn't. These are some of the memorials available to see here at Lepe Country Park, and some of the reminiscence of buildings and of up here, all used to take vehicles to France in the D-Day landings, as well as the Pluto pipeline, which is somewhere around here. I'm not quite sure where, but that was sent from the England through the Isle of Wight and on to France to help the Allied forces. The play area for the children is very well thought out indeed, big hit for the kids. Right next to that is a big field area for various events that they hold, as well as of course for general public to play various games, ball games and such like. Now, one thing I would warn you about is the car parking charges. It is pretty heavy, I must admit. I was quite surprised by that. During the summer and winter it does change, but I would recommend that if you're liable to come here on a numerous occasions, do get a season ticket if you're able to do that. That's what I've done, because I do go down there a lot, and it actually costs £60. Yes, it is a lot of money indeed, but when you think that you could any time over 4 hours, it could be £9 you'd have to pay, and each time you do that, it certainly does add up. So it could, in theory, be a cost saving exercise just to get a season ticket if you're able to do that. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Eastbound and Down. If you did like it, please do click like, subscribe to the channel. It all does help indeed. And what better way than to end this video than by a little visitor that came to the car as we were about to leave that day. Bye bye for now.